literally won MrBeast's jet to go straight to jail.
The guy who won a private jet for MrBeast just got arrested in Paraguay in connection to 577 pounds of weed being smuggled.
A man who won the private jet in a MrBeast challenge video just got arrested in Paraguay. Let's watch this videos. Make sure to like and subscribe.
The guy who won a private jet for MrBeast just got arrested in Paraguay in connection to 577 pounds of weed being smuggled. There's a lot of misinformation around this story right now. Right, so 1, Jabari Brown wasn't using the Hawker 400 XP that MrBeast gave him for the trip. 2, instead this involved another jet owned by the co-founder of Bolt Mobility. And 3, Brown's actually already been released. Right, so reportedly the marijuana was being smuggled into Paraguay with Brown and 3 other Americans flying from Miami to an airport outside of the capital. Reportedly, while the $3.6 million worth of marijuana was being unloaded, Paraguay's anti-drug agency showed up, caught him red-handed, and now you've got people facing serious international drug smuggling charges, though some of those charges might also get dropped. The authorities are actually trying to figure out to what degree everyone was involved. And so, for example, Brown was actually arrested at his hotel room and wasn't actually on the scene when the trucks were being unloaded. And he was even released from jail yesterday because police think that there's a chance that he didn't actually know he was smuggling anything. So a story to watch, and also a story that kind of shows you to be careful. A lot of the internet kind of just saw the first report and they were like, oh wow, the guy who won on MrBeast, all of a sudden he's trapping. But we should wait to see what actually comes from the investigation. And so for now, follow to stay in the loop.
The MrBeast jet winner had been arrested in a 3.6 million international drug bust. Immediately, the internet assumed the worst. Did a viral celebrity turn to a life of crime? Was the MrBeast jet used as a cartel transport? Today, we look at the facts of what actually happened in Paraguay and how a routine contract job turned into a pilot's worst nightmare. Now, let's see this TikTok video.
Pilot that won a jet from MrBeast has been arrested for $3.6 million worth of drugs in Paraguay. And MrBeast haters all over the internet are saying that the jet that he used was the jet that he won from MrBeast, and that is not the case.
Oh my gosh, they honored it! You just won this private jet! Take your hand up, because it's yours!
Nor was he even the pilot. He was the co-pilot, and he was released because there wasn't sufficient evidence saying that he was directly involved in any of it, except for being a co-pilot. And the jet that he won was a Hawker 400 XP private jet, which was not the jet used for the $3.6 million of green plant that they found inside of it. So to clear up any misconceptions, was the co-pilot, and it was not the jet that he won from MrBeast. And he was released because they didn't have enough evidence to suggest that he knew anything about the $3.6 million worth of green plant. I hope this clears everything up. W MrBeast.
Brown literally won MrBeast's jet to go straight to jail. Getting caught in Paraguay, where he had 260 kilograms of that good stuff. We're not talking about strong stuff, but the one that gets you greened out or gives you the munchies, puts you to sleep. This is wild chat. Him winning, leaving everyone surprised what he just did. It's completely legal in some states, but trying to transport that from one country all the way to another place, that's why. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I'm just gonna report keys.
You guys remember that one MrBeast video where there were 100 pilots touching a jet and the last pilot to take his hand off the jet would win the jet? Well, the winner was just arrested for using the jet for drug smuggling in Paraguay.
Agents from Paraguay's National Anti-Drug Secretariat raided the aircraft hidden inside suitcase designed to look like musical instrument case. Authorities discovered 261.6 kilograms, nearly 577 pounds of premium high THC marijuana. Destined from the wholesale market in Brazil, the cargo was valued $3.6 million.
The pilot from MrBeast's 100 pilot video was just arrested in Paraguay for illegal substances and then released. Captain Treezy, who was the winner of MrBeast's video of 100 pilots to win a private jet, was arrested just now in Paraguay with a large amount of illegal substances on the plane. When the news first came out this morning, everyone thought that he was responsible for all of the illegal substances, but now authorities have released him. He was actually caught up in a $3.6 million illegal substance bust, but authorities have released him, said that he was not involved, and that MrBeast's private jet was luckily not involved in any of these crimes. According to authorities, him and multiple other Americans had flown to Paraguay from Miami and Florida with 261 kilograms of illegal substances on a private jet. And it looks like Captain Treezy was identified as the co-pilot, but it looks like he had no idea of the substances actually being on the plane, and he is completely innocent.
Captain Treezy has recently been arrested in Paraguay. As some of you guys may know, he's a pilot that won the MrBeast challenge against 100 other pilots to win that Hawker jet. I'm already seeing all the media going with all these narratives, so let me clear it up as soon as possible before it gets too far. So Captain Treezy is essentially a contract pilot. What that means is that he doesn't work for any single employer. He works based off of offering his services to a plethora of different people. So how it works is essentially someone calls him for his services to deliver an aircraft that he's typed into a different designated location. Most of the times it's just people, very rarely it's cargo. But I think in this case it was people with, a little bit of extra cargo. They said there was about 260 kilograms worth of contraband on that aircraft, which usually at that level of operation, it's hidden in between airframes or specific areas, or they just tell you don't worry about it. Now, as a pilot, there is a certain level of responsibility for knowing what kind of person or parcels that are being carried on that aircraft when you're operating it. But I think in his scenario, he was not knowledgeable of what was going on. And that is why he's been released, because not enough evidence has compiled against him knowing that he was knowledgeable of that movement of contraband. Now, if I'm incorrect about this information, I will take fault and definitely re-update you guys with any more information. But that's kind of my 2 cents with the scenario, and I generally think he's innocent.
The pilot who won MrBeast's $2 million private jet was arrested in connection to trafficking $3.6 million worth of broccoli. So Jamaican-born pilot Jabari Brown, he fought off 99 other pilots in last year's MrBeast challenge, where they had to keep their hands on an airplane for hours, survive jet blasts, and even skydive. Now, Jabari was the youngest pilot in the competition at age 20, and he was able to hold onto the jet in the middle of a freeway in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for over 19 hours in the final. Now, 2 of the last 3 pilots in the competition actually took their hands off the jet in order for Jabari to win. And fast forward to last weekend, Paraguay had reported that Jabari had been arrested amongst 3 others after 261.6 kgs of broccoli was found on the plane. And he's known as Captain Treezy. He was among the 4 Americans who were detained by authorities, but he has now been released, and the public prosecutor's office confirmed that he had no involvement in the incident, as the 261.6 kgs of strong broccoli was found on the private aircraft. And it turns out it was actually a different plane to the one that Jabari had won from MrBeast. But what a crazy situation that he got himself into. Now, I've made a full YouTube video on this situation. Just type in Honcho's House to YouTube. Once you guys have seen it, let me know your thoughts in the comments. But that's how.
First, the jet Jabari won from MrBeast was completely unrelated and nowhere near the country. Jabari was simply hired to do his job as a co-pilot.
He just won a private jet from MrBeast, and then got arrested during a contraband investigation on a private aircraft. Just months ago, Jabari Brown won a private jet in a MrBeast challenge and became known to millions of YouTube fans. Now his name is back in the headlines for a completely different reason. Authorities in Paraguay reportedly seized hundreds of pounds of contraband from a private aircraft and detained several people connected to the flight, with Brown serving as co-pilot. That's when the story exploded online, because from a social media perspective, the timeline felt almost unreal. Win a private jet, end up in an arrest during a contraband investigation on a private aircraft. It reads less like real life and more like a viral headline designed to shock. But some key details are being missed in the online reaction. Investigators have not presented evidence of Brown's involvement, and he has maintained he had no knowledge of what was being carried. Still, the story continues to gain traction online. A few months ago, he was the guy who won a private jet on YouTube. Now his name is tied to one of the most unusual headlines of the year, and the investigation is still ongoing.
The pilot, who won a private jet in a MrBeast video, has just been arrested after flying over 500 pounds of weed to Paraguay. Authorities say the pilot in question, Jabari Brown, better known online as Captain Treezy, was the first officer on a Bombardier Challenger 604 that first flew from Treasure Coast International Airport in Florida to Panama. It then took off again for its final leg from Tocumen International to Silvio Pettirossi in Paraguay. Investigators say the jet was directed to a private hangar instead of the main terminal, where authorities later discovered approximately 260 kilograms, almost 600 pounds, of marijuana hidden inside luggage and compartments of the aircraft. Authorities estimate the shipment was worth around $3.6 million. 3 passengers were arrested sometime after, as well as Jabari Brown, but reportedly the captain had already left the country. It's also important to note that the evidence we have now indicates that neither pilot knew the drugs were on board, and reportedly, after cooperating with investigators, Jabari Brown has been released.
Paraguayan prosecutors reached the exact same conclusion. After briefing detention and through investigation, the prosecutor's office completely cleared Jabari Brown of any wrongdoing. He cooperated fully, and authorities confirmed he had zero knowledge of what is happening.
MrBeast's private jet was reportedly linked to a $3.6 million illegal substance bust, and several people connected to the flight have been arrested. The pilot at the center of the case is Jabari Brown, also known as Captain Treezy. He became known after winning a private jet in a MrBeast challenge. However, the aircraft involved in this Paraguay case was not the Hawker 400 XP he won from MrBeast. According to reports, the jet flew from Florida, stopped in Panama, and then landed near Paraguay's capital. After it arrived, authorities directed the plane to a private hangar. Investigators later found about 600 pounds of an illegal substance hidden in luggage and compartments on the aircraft. The shipment was estimated to be worth around $3.6 million. 3 passengers were arrested, and Brown was also detained for questioning. Some posts online claimed he was directly involved, but current reports say investigators are still trying to determine who knew what. Brown was reportedly not at the hangar when the items were being unloaded. He was later released after cooperating with authorities, and officials reportedly believe there is a chance he did not know what was on board. For now, the case is still under investigation, and the biggest correction is clear. This was not MrBeast's gifted jet.
I'm about to play the video, but these blog pages need to be held accountable for falsely accusing Jabari of smuggling illegal substances on the plane that MrBeast got.
They honored it! You just won this private jet!
Yeah, that's not the plane that Jabari was flying. Not only was it not Jabari's plane, but the police let Jabari go because he had nothing to do with what was going on. You see, Jabari was hired by the owner, Keith, through a third party as a co-pilot because Keith could not handle doing the full 10-hour flight by himself. When they landed in Paraguay and everything was being searched, Keith already knew they were caught and already fled off, leaving Jabari and his associates there to answer to the cops. But look how quick y'all was to try to get on MrBeast saying he picked the wrong person to give that plane to. And what's crazy, this information came out right along with when the plane was searched. So blog pages purposely ran this story to slander the man's name. I hope he sue y'all, bro. I really hope he sue a lot of y'all.
Following his release, Jabari took to Instagram stating that he was completely clueless to the motives of what he called evil and selfish people who don't care how their actions affect others. What is your thoughts on how quickly social media jumped to conclusions on this one? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more factual breakdown. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Pop React.